really great weekend. I wanted to make a video about all of that really crazy and awesome Marvel news that was released during a live stream of the Disney Investors Day, which happened just a couple of days ago, and there has been so much coming out, so I'm literally not going to waste any time here, and I'm going to go through every single thing that I saw and tell you my thoughts about each one. First off, I have to talk about all of those trailers that they released, and of course, naturally, I did reactions to them. You can find them on my channel and watch them, and we had some from Loki, which is a series on Disney Plus, and these are all going to be on Disney Plus, by the way. We've got one for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, as well as WandaVision. I am really looking forward to each one of these, and they all just look really cool. Each of these characters are getting their own little series, and we get to see even more from them. And now going in the order of which I saw things, and I'm going to be mentioning a lot of big news. And first up, it is for the Fantastic Four reboot, which is going to be directed by Jon Watts. Now, if you're not familiar with him, he directed all of the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, as well as the one that is coming up, which I also reported on, about how big casting news it was going to have with all of the original Spider-Man actors returning to star alongside Tom Holland. So I think it's really cool to see that, you know, Fantastic Four, after we got that one from Josh Trank, but now this one seems like it's going to be more consistent and connected to the MCU, and I feel like we are seeing this movie being put into much better hands and knowledgeable as well. So I can't wait to hear any casting announcements, because I know that a lot of people have already started fan casting who they want as the actual Fantastic Four heroes. And I personally can't tell you who I would pick just yet, but I'm sure I won't be disappointed with that. We have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Now, in this Doctor Strange sequel, we have not only the return of the original actors who were in the first movie who are confirmed to return, but we have a new character who is going to appear in this movie and playing the character of America Chavez, and she is also known in the comics as Miss America, and she's also a superhero, and she's got some pretty awesome powers too, so it'll be really cool to see, you know, what she's going to bring in this movie. Also, like I said, speaking of my Spider-Man 3 casting video, it was also confirmed that this movie was going to, sort of with the whole idea of the multiverse, was going to have something to do with the Spider-Man 3 movie, and Doctor Strange was going to be in it, as well as Scarlet Witch. So I just think it's all, really cool how connected Kevin Feige is really making these movies out to be. Now, one movie in particular that I am looking forward to seeing, but it has been confirmed that Black Panther 2 was not going to recast Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa character, and of course, I hadn't made a separate video about this, about him passing away, and just, it is really heartbreaking, but it's also good news that we won't have somebody to play this really iconic role, and one that I feel like is so unforgettable. I'm just curious to know, what direction Ryan Coogler is going to go in with this. Who are they going to center the movie around? Is it going to be Shuri, or is somebody else going to take up the mantle completely? We'll just see how they handle it, but I know that I'm really looking forward to seeing, what exactly they are going to do here. And now for another little series that's going to be premiering on Disney Plus. It is for I Am Groot. Now, of course, if you love Guardians of the Galaxy and you loved the Groot character, he's getting his own little series. So I think it's kind of funny to see that that's the one project they decided to make, and I totally was not expecting that to happen. But I think it'll be really interesting to see. Obviously it will be family friendly, so a lot of kids will definitely be in tune to watching this show. Speaking of a show that I wasn't too keen on watching, most likely a movie which is getting a sequel, Captain Marvel 2, has Brie Larson returning as Captain Marvel, Nia DaCosta as the director, Tiana Paris as Monica Rambeau, who is also going to be in the WandaVision series. But now we have a new character in the mix, and that is Iman Vellani, who is playing Miss Marvel, who is this teenage girl, and she kind of looks up to Captain Marvel, which is probably why she has the name where she dubs herself Miss Marvel, and she sort of wants to be like her. And I just think it'll be interesting to see eventually when she gets her own show, Miss Marvel, and see exactly like what she could bring to the table. Is she going to be good, if not better, than Captain Marvel herself? Sort of going off of that, a character, or should I say characters that appeared in the Captain Marvel movie, are getting their own sort of spin-off on Disney Plus called Secret Invasion. Now, I'm not too familiar with this, but I heard it's like one of the biggest crossover events in Marvel, history. And you've got Samuel L. Jackson back as Nick Fury, director of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Ben Mendelsohn is back as the character Talos, and I think it's just really cool to see these two guys, in this one thing together. So I'll be really curious to know how this is all gonna go down. Of course, another thing that I am really looking forward to seeing, and obviously it has now been officially confirmed by Kevin Feige, that Tatiana Maslany is going to be playing She-Hulk, and that movie, which is going to be premiering on Disney Plus, is going to also star Mark Ruffalo, who tweeted his congratulations to Tatiana, as well as the return of the character played by Tim Roth, Abomination. So it'll just be really cool to see how this series is going to go down, but I think I will be green with envy when I see it. As well as Ant-Man 3, aka Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. And all the actors are slated to return as well. One of, I think, the most interesting bit of news about that is that the character of Cassie Lang, which is Paul Rudd's daughter in the movie, is going to be recast and played by Kathryn Newton. Now, I'm not a huge fan of recasts. I don't care what movie or what franchise you're in. I really hate that aspect of inconsistency. But if you're such a small character that you'll end up being forgettable, that maybe you won't notice it too bad, or it just won't bother you as much. So she might just be a bigger name than the original actress, which I kind of feel bad for, because I thought she wasn't that bad in Endgame. So to see a more well-known actress play the character, I mean, who knows, maybe it won't be too bad. But I think it's also really cool that Jonathan Majors is going to be starring as the villain Kang the Conqueror, and I really like him as an actor. I think he's been pretty impressive lately with his projects, as well as being in the HBO series Lovecraft Country. I highly recommend seeing that show. I just think he'll really bring something new to the table. Though I'm not too familiar with his character, but I think it'll just be pretty exciting to see him play a villain type of role, as well as Christian Bale, who is going to be in Thor Love and Thunder, directed by Taika Waititi, and he is going to be playing Gore the God Butcher. And of course, I'm a huge Christian Bale fan. Those who follow me on YouTube know I cannot stop talking about my love for Christian Bale. Of course, he was Batman, and now he's in the Marvel Universe as a character in the Thor 4 movie, which comes out in 2022. So I think it'll be really awesome to see him sort of play a villain character. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that, but I just think seeing him here will just be pretty awesome. So I can't wait to see what his character is gonna look like in the final product. And also in Thor Love and Thunder, we also will be seeing Natalie Portman return as Jane Foster, who is going to now be wielding Thor's old hammer, Mjolnir. So it'll be really cool to see, you know, what she can do, and seeing her going up against Christian Bale's Gore the God Butcher. And another movie that has been confirmed to be officially on Disney Plus, and that is Moon Knight, which stars Oscar Isaac. Now, I know I talked about him being cast as this character who I guess has this ancient Egyptian background and has these powers, and I personally am looking forward to seeing this because, one, I love Oscar Isaac, and two, I love anything ancient Egypt related, so I think this is definitely going to be something I'll be looking forward to seeing, and I just hope it's really good. So it's really good that we actually got a confirmation that this was all going to be happening. As well as Armor Wars, which stars Don Cheadle as War Machine. He's getting his own series on Disney Plus. I think he's one of those characters that, you know, he might have been put on the sidelines a lot throughout the MCU, but I think he was one of those characters that you actually have grown to love because of his relationship with Tony Stark. But now he's getting his time to shine. I actually liked his character by Endgame, so I think to see him have his own series and what he's going to be able to do here, I think will be pretty awesome to see as well. And I'm actually not too familiar with this character, but there's another show on Disney Plus called Ironheart, which stars Dominique Thorne, and she plays the lead character who kind of is like this Iron Man type of person. And so it'll just be really interesting to see, you know, what she can do as this character when we already saw what Tony Stark can do as Iron Man, but now we have this completely new character who's sort of trying to up the ante with her abilities. When it comes to the Guardians of the Galaxy, I would have never expected to see a holiday special come out, because I know they had one for Star Wars, which I actually never saw. I don't know if you guys did, and I don't know if it was, you know, interesting or not, but this one also seems interesting. I was a fan of the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, at least. So to see this, I think, you know, James Gunn's pretty crazy to have this come out, but I mean, who knows, it might end up being good. So, and it's almost Christmas time, so I can't get any more excited than that to talk about anything holiday related. Now, I know I will also be really excited to talk about this because I had actually failed to mention that when the set photos were released for the Hawkeye series that came out, and we actually got a confirmation that Haley Steinfeld was going to be the character of Kate Bishop. I mean, I think she looked really good, and especially standing alongside Jeremy Renner as the lead role is just pretty amazing. And just to see the rest of the cast come in, I think it will also be really interesting to see what this series has to offer, because yet again, just like Rhodey, aka War Machine, I feel like Hawkeye definitely deserves his time to shine as well, even though he did look really cool in Avengers Endgame, and now we get to see him have his own show. So let me know what you guys think. Which shows are you looking forward to seeing? What movies are you looking forward to seeing? And do you think we're just going to have this ultimate Marvel overload on everything, because that's literally what it's looking like to be in the next couple of years. So we know we're definitely in for quite a treat. So I'm personally looking forward to probably the majority of these things, these projects. So I can't wait to hear what else is in store for the MCU. So let me know. And as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates. Come back every week for a Child Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. And I'll see you guys later.